We see the world through rose-colored tinted glasses. We visualize what we want to see. We fantasize with what we want this world to be. From the day you were born came flesh and blood, and this is what binds you thereafter. Work, school, love. Life's biggest anxieties are what you exchange. You go through it honestly, sometimes end up having fun. Friendship is about doing all the right things and going to all the right places. On the weekend, you take an SUV and fit in as much as of the gang as it can carry. Don't forget the bags, snacks, and drinks for the trunk. You sing your throwback jams at the top of your lungs, take picturesque photos of all your fun activities. When the evening comes, you get drunk from the homemade mixes of alcohol and sleep on warm blankets under the stars. In the morning, your heart beats for the pretty filters on your photos and the number of likes you've collected. Your friendship is beautiful, and you want the whole world to know it. To love is to be perfect, and if possible, go even beyond that. You can't just be a sweet couple. You have to be absurdly good-looking and romantic. He has to shower you with gifts. She has to lead you around the world. He has to call you his one and only. She has to post screenshots of your sweet conversations. Because God forbid that love can exist without romance. Love is all about romance. In the beginning, we are all wide-eyed dreamers. Fresh out of college, we dream of stable jobs, stable income, stable lives. Sometimes these dreams stay as they are, sometimes they don't. If we're lucky, we can achieve more than what we aspired for. We dream too much of skylines and city lights. We all live in an illusion. We live in the illusion that the deafening honks from the traffic is a manifestation of progress. We live in an illusion composed of fucked up priorities. The illusion that wealth is more valuable than blood. Somewhere in between, we felt a hankering of what reality really is. So we search for truth. Your eyes don't even catch a glance of the one across you, let alone no one ever bothers to say, "Could you please pass the rice?" This is not the family you see in the commercials on TV. You're just there, in your own separate dimensions bordered by placemats and silverware. No one even tries to strike a conversation. How was school? School was fine. Thanks for asking. Weekly excursions out of town? Who has enough time and money for that? Your bills aren't going to pay themselves, so Tagaytay trips become Tagay trips down the local bar. But who told you there had to be picture-perfect romance? Who even told you had to have romance in the first place? A perfect picture it might be, but a mere picture nonetheless. In reality, moving on from the idea of love keeps us from moving on from love itself. Thus, the sooner we get to realize that the ideal romance does not exist, the sooner we understand that it need not exist in our lives. Everything's just one big routine, but you find yourself unable to do anything about it. There's rent to pay and overdue bills to take care of. Thus, you succumbed into the same old inescapable routine every day. But for how long? When will we wake up from the never-ending trance imposed by those who have the capacity to do so? Only when we open our eyes and try to pop the bubble where we had locked ourselves, and when we realize that beyond our shallow definition of relevance, there exist people who do not even know what the word relevance means. It is absurd to think that somewhere out there exists a perfect family, a family that does not go through trials, tragedies, and problems. We all have our imperfections, little quirks that from time to time drive us insane. But it's what makes one family unique. That's what makes it a family. Without it, there would be no one to keep coming back to. If your friends are your real friends, where you are will be the least of your worries. Their company will make the most dull of situations come alive with color. It does not matter if your road trips end with window shopping at the mall. It won't matter over the sound of your laughter anyway. Maybe your idea of an intimate Saturday evening is being kissed on the cheek by the soft of your pillow, enveloped in the warm embrace of your comforter, in a private movie viewing, good for one. There's nothing wrong with that. If anything, it's society's mistake that you can only be happy in the company of another. A stable job is not equivalent to a stable career, much more a stable life. There might be a hole within you, but you will always have the choice on how you're going to fill that hole. Finding that last puzzle piece of happiness will never be easy, but take the risk. No doubt you'll thank yourself for it afterwards. You could force filters onto your eyes to blur the images of what they wish to hide, or we could induce that to ourselves. At the end of the day, we are what we see. Noticing the flaws make every bit of imperfection beautiful. But acknowledging the fact that you can do something about it makes the vision perfect. What we really need is a filter-free view. See the world with just our eyes. Visualize what is laid out before us. Dream that this world could be a better place if we could only have the heart for it.